All right, I'm going to show you here how a tomato grows and how to consider pruning it. So, tomatoes always pushing out these shoots in the crotch here, and we call these suckers. Make sure you're not too close, Chloe. Okay. Here's another one here. Here's a sucker. Here's a sucker. Here's a big one, so you can see it's grown in the crotch here. And this is the main, if you're looking at this tomato, this is actually the main shoot right here that began growing. So we have a sucker over here, we have another one over here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This has got another one growing here. There's another one growing there. So what people do is they remove these suckers so that they put more energy into and try to create main branches. Don't move around so much. So
Try not to.
it's okay. Just stand there and hold it. So when you're pruning, a lot of people like to just train 3 or 4 main branches. So we have 1, 2, and you could pick out maybe 2 more. And usually taking off the lower one. So what I'm going to do on this plant for now is I'm going to take off 1, I'm going to take off 2 because these are lower, and I can take off these leaves down here too just to create some airflow and stop the vegetation from hitting the soil. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, so I could leave that for now. And if I want to reduce the amount of fruit on here to get bigger fruit, I'm just going to go ahead and remove a couple of these suckers along the way. Now, how you determine to do that just kind of comes with experience in your area, because sometimes if you take out too much canopy in the really hot zones, there's too much sun on the fruit. And if you don't take out enough canopy in real moist areas like Ohio or other areas, you might get more disease. So it is good to thin out this canopy. So I didn't do too much here, but I stopped it from being crowded. And I could actually go ahead and I'll just, I don't want to take off too much because I'm in the high desert here. But let me show you. Go ahead and pause it. Are you backed up so you can see all this? Okay, so now we're in our greenhouse, and this is a vertical trained system where we remove all of the suckers. So Chloe, can you show this over here? You see how that was removed? That's been cut out. We've removed these suckers, but it's time to do it again because things keep growing. So we're trying to train a single vertical shoot, and you can see it puts out these clusters down here. And let's see what we got in the other down here. We got more down there. And we've been removing the suckers, you can see this, the whole time through. This one's must have got missed, so I'm going to take that out. So I've got this fruit here. Now you can see when you do that, like I actually don't really like that because it just removed so much canopy. So sometimes it's a good idea to play around with this, and maybe I should have left it here. But anyways, we're going to stop this from growing out, and you can remove these little lateral suckers in there so that you don't keep getting this huge massive viney growth. So I'm going to do that again here and along the way. So this is called vertical single shoot training. Okay, put it back on here. So along the way I'm just wrapping this tomato plant around and trying to be gentle not to ruin any flowers. Alright, like this. So it's going to keep climbing up. Let's look at this one right here, Chloe. So this is, you can see, here's a sucker. It started growing probably, last week. So now it's time to keep training this. So this is going to come out. I'm going to make sure that this keeps growing in a vertical position. You want to place these little clips every now and then so you're not slicing and cutting into the stem too much. And then you kind of want to look down in here and see if there's any suckers that you missed. I see one down here starting to grow. I'm just going to cut it off. And, along the way, you might want to cut off some leaves down below just to open things up. We also got interplanted with some peppers in here, and there was forage peas. Oh, here's a shoot down below that's gotten out of control. So there's some management to do. I haven't been in here in a little bit to do any management, and I'm gonna clean up the understory a little bit. Here's another big one that's kind of getting out of control. So, you know, it's up to you how much you want to prune. You could train 2 vertical shoots off of 1 plant. That's something I've done in the past. Let's see, look at this one over here. Again, here now we have something trying to grow off the base, which we're going to take off because we want to keep all the energy into this single shoot here. So that's vertical single stem shoot training. You're removing all the suckers, and the plant will keep putting out these little fruiting positions. Let's look at this one just to bring this concept home. Here's a sucker starting to grow. You don't have to get that close, babe. Starting to grow, and you can just pick it off with your finger, and we're going to keep maximizing the energy into this apical stem here, the vertical dominant shoot, and you can see all the fruit that's setting, and we got nice canopy growth, and you can see all these peas and stuff that I've interplanted in here, fixing nitrogen. All right, hopefully that made some sense.